Good evening, everybody. It is it's 1:15 a.m. where I'm at. I'm Soup. That's Slide. You're watching Soup and Slide Watch Formula One. It is round three of 2025 Formula One season, the Japanese Grand Prix qualifying event. And I thought we were going to be joined by Sam, but as well, I thought it was going to be Soup, Slide, and Sam, which he would have been an honorary member since he has an S in his first name, but he bailed out as soon as I told him I was starting a live stream. So his loss.
Agreed.
So it's midnight where you're at, 1 a.m. here.
It is.
Did you sleep at all before this, or are you
Yeah.
raw
No,
dogging
no,
it?
no. 6 to 9 p.m. and then I went and had my accident. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, little red flag for Slide
yep,
in his brand new car. So
yep.
that's a
Be
terrible
going into
incident.
the shop. Going into the shop tomorrow. He'll be fixed as soon as possible.
It's
No injuries.
ridiculous. No injuries is a good thing. Yeah. Did you radio in that you were okay?
I did.
The other day, in our basement here, Stephanie, who's my wife, for those of you who don't know that, we keep our cardboard down here, and she yelled down the steps. When she throws things down the steps, she always yells down at me to let me know so I don't get nervous. Like,
Does
oh
she
my
yell?
gosh, something's crashing down the steps.
Yeah. Does she yell Eagle One Fox Two or like?
No, nothing like that. But she was
Okay.
throwing a box down the steps, and she wanted to warn me, so she yelled box down the steps. She said box, and I said no,
Mm,
I know, I'm staying out. And she didn't even know what I was talking about. She
didn't get
didn't
it.
didn't laugh or anything, just continued on.
So
So that was this little
she
little
even. I mean,
F1 humor. She
she
loves
even.
she
Yeah,
likes
she watches it. So
she likes Drive to Survive. She does not like just watching the races. I'm kind of I'll admit that when I started, my path into virtual sim racing and motorsport, that I loved Drive to Survive. Now I'm kind of like, no, I want to watch the races. I want to watch the races.
I do like Drive to Survive, but it is a little ridiculous. Some of the stuff that happens in it, the
Yeah,
way that they do it. You know,
it's
the
just
drama that they build.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Good evening, Bread Viking. Well, morning for you. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about this. I've been listening to a lot of coverage leading up to the Japanese Grand Prix about what's going on, all the storylines and everything. And I heard somebody from Great Britain be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to get up early and watch the Grand Prix." What time is it in Great Britain right now? What time is it in London? Isn't it like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something like
No,
that?
it's 6:15 right now GMT.
That's not that early. Like,
I mean,
I would feel happy if it was at 6:15 in the morning. I'd be happier than I am now because I had to sleep.
yeah, that's fair.
I slept for, I went to bed at like 8 o'clock, slept for like 3 or 4 hours. And sure, that's the game they're in, Bread Bike, and that's what they do. They're selling drama. So,
Oh yeah, they definitely are doing that.
yeah, for sure. They're playing it up. All right, let's talk about major storylines going into the Japanese Grand Prix. So we all know, if you're watching this, you know what's been going on. So Liam Lawson got demoted from the Red Bull team after two races for which he had very terrible results. Even like qualifying was
It was rough.
slightly embarrassing for him at the Chinese Grand Prix. So Lawson demoted. Tsunoda gets his spot, gets the second seat at Red Bull, gets promoted to the senior team. And then pretty much the only two storylines coming out of FP1, 2, and 3 are that there was a huge crash. Doohan was going into turn 1, had his DRS open, and I guess at Suzuka, you have to manually close the DRS. Normally, it closes upon throttle lift or braking. I'm not sure which. Maybe you can set it to which one it closes. Yeah, didn't manually close his DRS going into turn one and took a huge crash into the barrier, which I thought I thought he was done. I thought, my God, he's not
Yeah,
even gonna be in the race. The way he was walking when he got out of the car, and just the state of the car. It looked like it was, destroyed. But he jumped right back in. He's in FP3. He was in FP3, and then the other storyline is apparently there's a lot of dry grass at Suzuka, and we had red flag after red flag after red flag because of fires in the grass from sparks coming off the cars, going into the grass. So that's pretty much it. That's leading up to the Japanese Grand Prix. That's it. How's Tsunoda going to do in that second Red Bull seat? How's Lawson going to do now that he's demoted? And he certainly looks revitalized in that Red Bull seat, in the Racing Bulls seat, compared to how he looked in the Red Bulls. So, and as Bread Viking pointed out, so we shall see. That was my point as well. I thought let's get some water. Let's build some sprinklers. Let's irrigate that land up there. They've got a bunch of rice fields around there. Let's spray some water all over that grass.
It is not good what they got going on with the grass, though, because I'm curious to see how qualifying goes with that.
How's your fantasy lineup?
My fantasy lineup? Or
yeah. No, I want to know how your fantasy lineup is.
I think mine is doing well at this point.
I'm gonna pull mine up right now. I want to talk about it. I know we are the 3 people in our league are all here right now. So we only have 3 people in our league. I have another one that I'm doing with all the people I work with, for which I'm number 1 in that one as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, all 3 of us are here. So, if you haven't made your transfers, Bread Viking, it's time now. You can steal our strategies because we're going to talk about this.
Yep.
But my team going into this, in which I've already done all my transfers and everything. Hold on, this is not my team. This is my team from last week. I need my team from right now. I'm salty about this, by the way, about how things went down this week with fantasy.
Because of Yuki and Liam, right?
Yes, I'm very salty about it. In most fantasy leagues, like say we were playing fantasy anything, fantasy baseball, fantasy football is the most common thing, at least in our part of the world. If a player gets traded, and say they went from, let's say they go from a really crappy team and then they go to an awesome team where they're going to do well. And you had them on your roster, you would get the benefit of them doing well, right?
I don't disagree with where you're going, but the point of this is it's a salary cap league, and it changes because they got traded. Like if you were playing daily fantasy sports, it would change their salary if they went from, the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Kansas City Chiefs, just by way of example.
I get that. I get it. But the person that has them on their team should have benefited from that trade. We should see the benefit because we had the foresight. Was that the right word? I don't know. The premonition to say something good is going to happen to this player. I'm putting them on my fantasy team
roster.
Just like I put Yuki Tsunoda on my fantasy roster before any of this news came out. Before any of it came out, I had him on my roster because I said Tsunoda always does good at Suzuka. He should again do good at Suzuka. I'm putting him on. And I put him on there, and then the way that that F1 Fantasy handled this is they said if you have Yuki Tsunoda or Liam Lawson, you have to drop them and then add them again with their different. Yuki Tsunoda went from being an $8 million driver to a $16 million driver just by taking the Red Bull seat. I think the people who were smart enough to put him on their team should have benefited from that and got a $8 million Yuki Tsunoda in a Red Bull senior seat.
Just for
But
1 week, or how
no, I
long?
think you should get if he's as long as you keep him on your roster. If you trade,
But that's not
if you make the
that's not how it
transfer,
works, though. Like right now, if I have okay, just by way of example, if I had a team that had Oscar Piastri on it and I was at cap and they raised his salary above what it is, and I was at cap, by raising his salary, I can't have him on my team. That's
I
just how the
signed a
rules work.
contract with Yuki Tsunoda for $8 million when he joined my team. I don't care what he does in the
But only for
meantime.
one. What I'm saying is, your contract in the terms of fantasy is one raise
Yeah,
because their salaries change every week. It's just it happened to be that in this particular case, Yuki's salary doubled
I
as
know.
opposed to a plus. Like I'm looking at Oscar Piastri, he went up zero point 0.3 million.
Right.
Alex Albon went up 0.2 million. Gasly went down 0.6 million. So like,
Yeah, it seems like there's not a lot of creativity in the way the salaries go.
I don't think there's a lot they can do with it. It's really kind of tough to have 20 racers. Like they're stretching to do fantasy for F1, I think. Just in
I think
comparison to like football and
you're
baseball and
right,
like
right,
all
right.
that type of stuff.
I think if
So,
somebody, I think they need to, I think the F1 people need to contract this to somebody who can really build a robust fantasy solution here because it's kind of, it's just, it's kind of like Lincoln Logs compared to the other,
well, they're trying
the
to
other
fit the
fantasy
mold
teams.
of how fantasy works.
Sure.
And there might be a different way to do it, and I don't know I don't know what that way is, but there's
Yeah.
probably something else they could be doing. So,
Well, I've got Isaac Hadjar, Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, Oliver Behrman, and Fernando Alonso on my team, and then I've got Mercedes and McLaren as my constructors. And
do you
my
have any chips?
strategy, I do have chips. I didn't use any of my like one-time chips, but I have the 2X chip on Albon. Um,
Okay.
and I honestly thought about putting it on Hadjar. I really did because he looked pretty. And I have like 30 minutes. I still could move it if I wanted to. Should I do it?
Good.
What do you think? I think I'm gonna leave it on
I
Albon.
wouldn't.
I think
I wouldn't
Albon's
put
gonna do well. Yeah,
You could
I know.
theoretically.
I know. Yep. Hey, let's
Uh,
see. Bread Viking says he can't access his team. I'll tell you how you're doing. Let me look at it. Let's look. If you can't access your team, you're in trouble though, because you can't make your transfers. But you ask here. So if it's bad news, don't shoot the messenger. Oh, you're in last, buddy. Oh, you're doing really bad. Yeah, you've got so it's 303 to 280 for Tim to 112 for you. Yeah. Sorry, man. And what was your team last week? What happened? Ooh, you had Ferrari. Sorry for your loss.
oh, that's yeah,
He has Ferrari as a
yeah.
constructors. So yeah.
Well,
Anybody that had
did he have Ferrari drivers too?
no Ferrari
Just like,
drivers, just Ferrari constructors. He's got Verstappen as his that's he's got Verstappen with his 2X chips on there, at least last week. And if you can't access your team, then
that's what you're gonna get. Yeah.
then that's what you're getting this week, which honestly, that's not a bad pick this week. And Aston Martin, they haven't that's your other constructor. They haven't been doing
Oh,
terrible,
except for
you know.
yeah, but the problem is that you have Fernando going out. You know, he hasn't finished a race yet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he certainly hasn't. Not
So
his
that's
fault though. Brake fire is hardly the driver's fault,
no, no,
most
no.
of the
I'm
time.
not saying definitely not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying it's reality that he hasn't finished a race yet. So that's a
It's
problem,
true. It's a fact. This is a fact.
especially for
So
fantasy.
Yeah, and I don't know if I said this, but my fantasy strategy is constructors, expensive constructors, cheap drivers. That's the way I'm doing it, and that it seems to be working because I'm leading in both leagues that I'm in. So that's F1 fantasy. Let's talk about Suzuka. Let's talk about I actually have F1. I have F1 pulled up here. I have F1 pulled up because I feel like this is one of the best tracks in the Formula One season. At least and virtually, as a sim racer myself, this is one of my favorite tracks to race on. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over here, and I'm gonna do a lap. And it's not gonna be a good one because I'm gonna take it easy so I can talk about the track. But it is. I feel like you're not gonna see this anywhere else. This is. All the other F1 podcasts that you're watching, nobody's driving on Suzuka in those. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. It's a little loud for everybody's ear holes. So, this is, like I said, this is one I don't even know where I'm at right now I'm going into turn one, I think. Yeah, so going into turn, this is where the wreck happened with Duhan because he didn't close his DRS, okay? So turn one, turn two, goes into the S curves here, which are really, really tricky. It's kind of hard to judge, and it's different in every car. I've driven a lot of different cars virtually on this. But it's hard to judge how much throttle you put down, how much brake you put down. And then you come into Dunlop curve here, and you're full throttle at this point. At least you probably should be. And then here's the Degners, which was named after somebody who wrecked here, apparently. We're probably going to see a wreck here, or at least a spin out of something like that. And then coming into the horseshoe here, the slowest part of the track for sure. Probably even slower, definitely even slower than the Casio Triangle that we're coming up on in a minute. Then your full throttle all the way up to the spoon curve, which is coming up here, and it's deceptive because you go pretty fast into the first part of it, and then you have to brake hard here on the second part, brake harder on the second part. And then your full throttle all the way in this straight here, which this is not a DRS zone. You'd think it would be, but it's not. This straight all the way into the 130R, and you're pinned all the way through to the 130R. And then you come up here on which is called the Casio Triangle. And this is the chicane that Lando Norris was having so much trouble with in FP1 and 2. Now, Bread Viking says I need to replicate Duhan's mistake here. Now, I don't think I can because my DRS is probably going to automatically shut when I get out of DRS zone. But basically, it was this, and I can't replicate. I was trying to spin because he spun as he went into it. I tried. It wouldn't even let me do it. I'll try again. We'll do one more lap. And these guys are running, the fastest lap I've seen is I think mid 127s was the fastest through FP2, I think is when they were running. No, I think FP1 is when they ran the fastest laps. Because there were so many red flags in 2 and 3.
Yep.
I'm going to try to replicate his mistake here. Poor guy, though. I felt so bad for him because I just feel like they already have him in, they have a noose around his neck there with as many backup drivers as they have.
Yeah.
And to see that happen to him was not cool. Going through 130R again, we're flat out.
That was also the first time he ran it.
I know, it was his first flying lap.
First flying lap, first time on, I think his first time on Suzuka even.
No, it wasn't. So, he's won in Suzuka in Formula 2 or something like that, yeah. Okay.
So
Here, we're flat, we're flat, we're flat. There we go. That was pretty close. That wasn't bad. Not as much damage, obviously. It feels like there's no damage in the car. I must have damage turned off or something like that. That was pretty much it. I feel like I couldn't nail it any harder than that. So that's Suzuka, and what a fun track. Like, what a fun track. If you're into sim racing and you haven't drove Suzuka, you need to. It's a fun track to drive. So hopefully that gives everybody a little perspective as we start watching qualifying here.
I will tell you that I watched the
Sorry.
with Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz for this race.
Yeah.
And Alex Albon said this is his favorite track.
So, yeah, a lot of the drivers love Suzuka.
Big fans of it, apparently. So
hopefully no music plays here. You can probably hear all the sounds as I'm trying to close out. As a general rule, I don't play EA games, but I kind of have to here for F1. Since I really wish iRacing would get an F1 contract or something, however that works, license, whatever, so they can have F1 racing on the iRacing platform, but I don't think it's going to happen because EA Sports has it. So
they have too much money.
Too much money. So Brevik and MX5, the rookie series in iRacing, is at Suzuka? I assume that's what you mean. I just want to quit the game. Let me quit, please. So that's one of the other things, the criticisms I have of EA games. Sometimes you get into EA games and you don't even know how to get out of them or even how to play. Like, have you ever gone into like FIFA and been like, how do I play this game? You know, like I just want to play a game or Madden or NHL, you know, you get in there and the menus are so confusing and they have so many different modes and ways to play the game that I don't even know what they're talking about. All right, we got about 15 minutes, 20 minutes until qualifying starts.
The pre-qualifying show's already on and I don't have it up.
Yes. We're the pre-qualifying show. That's what people need to watch.
All right. Fair.
Oh, the C-Class, the advanced Mazdas at Suzuka. That makes sense. Suzuka's a paid track on iRacing. Of course it's not the rookie series.
They're talking to Christian Horner right now.
I don't want to see
probably about his wiener. That's my guess.
They're asking him about his pics that he sent. What angle did you use when you sent those pics to your lover, your now estranged lover?
They're not allowed to ask him that, actually.
They're not allowed to British press.
I was going to say, I think the F1 media is considered British press.
So explain to everyone why.
He got a court order ordering that the British press, specifically in Great Britain, stating that they're not allowed to talk about that whole situation that occurred at the beginning of last season. So
we are not British press. We are American.
That's true.
Press.
That's why I'm talking about his wiener.
That's why we're allowed to talk about his wiener. We can say whatever we want about Christian Horner's wiener. So,
and I just don't understand. If I was married to Ginger Spice, I think I'd be happy. But,
right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Christian Horner fan, just in general. Just not a Christian Horner.
How do you feel about Helmut Marko?
God, like that guy is like really an a-hole. Is really what it boils down to.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like it's almost like a child labor camp, you know? Like they have it's just like they're just grabbing kids off the carts and then just being terrible to them. Like I really so the difference in the way things were handled with Lawson and the way things have been handled with Antonelli. Like, look at what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, Antonelli is quietly having a really good start to a season, you know?
Yep.
I don't know, maybe not so quietly. But Antonelli, like, you know, you remember when he wrecked at Monza, right? He was in
Oh yeah.
Monza and he I think it was like his first or second flying lap or something. He had a terrible wreck. And Toto comes on the radio and says, "All good, Kimmy, all good. Like, calm down. It's
Mhm.
okay. You're allowed. We're giving you the room to make mistakes." Red Bull, no room to make mistakes. Lawson's out after 2 races. So it's just quite a stark contrast. Yeah, German versus Austrian, right? I know. Yeah, I do like Toto Wolff. I think Toto Wolff is cool. I hope that he doesn't send deep hits to people like Christian Horner does. So
Well, and his wife might end up being the FIA president.
she's awesome, by the way. Like she isn't she in charge of F1 Academy, which I've been paying
She is.
attention to.
Yeah, 100%. She is.
I like F1 Academy. I enjoy watching the racing. I enjoy learning about, you know, what like these girls had to go through, you know, like it's not a female sport at all. And the question is why? And there's a lot of like, you know, sexist things out there about why, you know, there isn't a female in F1, but
No, but there is interesting. I think it's what's her name? Is it Claire Williams? Is that her first name? I always get her first name wrong. The former Williams.
yes, yes. I was trying to
Yeah,
figure out who you were talking about. Yes, Claire
yeah, yeah.
Williams.
Um, she gave an interview about somebody asked her if she thought women would be on the F1 grid, and she basically said that you know I think it was Claire Williams. I could be getting this wrong, so I need to go fact check myself. But she said that essentially the G forces and the everything else in an F1 car are women are they're not built for it is the problem.
Eh,
And that it's very difficult for them to overcome that. So
Can't
she
they be
didn't think there would
fighter
actually be.
pilots? Can't they be fighter pilots? I mean, it's the same
I
thing,
don't know the
right?
answer to that. I actually don't know the answer to that. Maybe they can't. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. But that was Claire Williams, I think, saying that. But I'll go double check myself.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'd
Valtteri
like to see
Bottas.
it. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a woman on the F1 grid. I think that'd be cool.
I think it'd be good. I don't get me wrong. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
100%. I think it'd be awesome. I think that it is untrue that they can overcome the G forces, it's a perfect sport for women. Honestly, at
yeah,
that point,
yeah.
there's
Did
no
it? Does
reason
it?
why.
Fred Viking says the fighter pilots have G suits. I don't even know. I don't know anything
I don't
about
know.
that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. We can't claim any sort of knowledge in that category. We're barely hanging on with our F1 knowledge here.
That's
So
fair. Yeah,
yeah, we're barely hanging on with that. So
they're interviewing Valtteri Bottas right now on the
oh, I
pre-qualifying
love
show,
it.
and
I love
is
it.
I hope he gets a seat next season in 2026 with Cadillac coming
Cadillac,
in.
yeah. I think we're if Botas gets a seat in Cadillac, I think we'll be the biggest Cadillac fans in the world. So
Yeah,
interesting.
have they said what engine Cadillac's going to use
I think their own. I think they're building their own.
for 2026? No, they wouldn't. Not
I
to
thought
start with.
so. I thought they
Really?
were. No, you're right.
All right.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. I think they said
What
they're getting
engine?
started I think they're starting with a Ferrari or a Mercedes. I can't remember which one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they use no Ferrari, they're Ferrari
They're
supplied.
Ferrari until like 2028 or something like that,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
they're
then
building
they'll
their own.
switch. Because the reason, so if people don't know, Valtteri Bottas was running McLaren's this week as uh, their reserve
Right,
driver,
right.
and it's because McLaren runs Mercedes engines. So he was able to go drive for McLaren essentially. So if Cadillac was running Mercedes engines, then I think there would have been there could have been a better shot of
Yeah,
him being a
there's a
driver
better
there. Is what I'm
jump.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'll be interested to see. I mean, that's going to be fun watching a new team come onto the grid and see who they, you know, who their management is, who their principal is, all that
yeah.
sort of jazz. So
Plus,
Dennis
we'll end
Hauger
up.
is a great choice. That's actually Red Viking just pointed out that Dennis Hauger would be a great driver to put into that spot. And right. So one of the hurdles that we haven't talked about, and it's super funky, is the super license. The drivers have to have a super license, right, to be able to get into the F1 seat. And there's like all kinds of different points that you have to build up. And through different racing series, you can, through different FIA sanctioned racing series, you build up a certain amount of points to get your F1 license. And Dennis Hauger racing in Indy Next, or NXT, whatever it's called, I can't remember, which is the class right below IndyCar. He's doing a great job down there. I can't remember if they've had one or two races, but anyways, I know he's won at least one race. He came from F2 and could definitely be somebody to get a seat. I think Paul Aaron is another one. He's at Alpine right now. He's one that is probably pretty hungry to get a seat. So. And then, of course, there's, I think basically from what I've heard, Ricardo is done, like just not even interested in being in F1 anymore.
But Checo might also
is,
be.
yep. And
you
talk
also
about like huge Magnussen, Checo, and then Bottas, all three of those guys want a seat. And Checo, think about like, the North American connection with him being in Mexico. I think that's a great, like, from a business standpoint, that's a great choice for a Cadillac driver. But anyways. All right, we got 15 minutes. We got to get into predictions. Dallas, you didn't miss anything yet. We've been messing around talking about, Suzuka, all the news from F1 for the past week. So hope you won your hockey game. All right. Let's get into our predictions. So we have a bunch of categories to talk about with predictions this year. So let's talk about with qualifying, excuse me, not with this year, but with qualifying. Let's go into predictions. So the first prediction that we need is the surprise departure in Q1. Who is going out in Q1 that we would not expect to?
You want to go first? Or you want me to go?
I want you to go first. I'm nervous about this, making these predictions. It's all recorded.
It's tough to say that this is a surprise at this point, but I don't think Alonso is going to do well. Did he get out of Q1? He did the last race, didn't he?
I think I can't remember. I honestly,
I'm just down on Alonso right now. I think he's going to have another bad week for some reason, and that's not good for him.
We don't even know where. Like we can't. It's hard to even say where that team is right now. Aston Martin. It's hard to gauge. So,
but I think that's it's not the biggest. It won't be the biggest surprise if he goes out in Q1. So it's not the greatest prediction, but I'm going to throw it out there.
I'm going to go with my surprise departure in Q1, and I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to go with one of the Ferraris. I think one of the Ferraris.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, I think
that's possible.
I think they've been struggling, and I'm not sure that.
If you want me to throw a real flyer out there, I think Verstappen could go out in Q1.
Oh, now that's interesting. Now that's very.
And
interesting.
I say that
I don't think so at all.
He's been complaining about the car, and if he has something goofy happen, that it would have to be like he goes off the track type of situation.
Here's what I think could happen. If Verstappen goes out, it'll be because he can't get Piastri's not going out, Dallas. I doubt it. Dallas says Piastri.
No.
There's no way. Now, if you get it right, you'll be a genius. Okay, but we'll sing your praises, but I don't think so. I think Piastri's he's in it to win it. But what could happen is, and this could happen to anybody, is that somebody doesn't get their last flying lap in because of one of these stupid grass fires. Yeah.
That's the other bit where I'm like, Verstappen could wait and get screwed or something. So that's where I think it's a weird situation would have to happen where he goes off track and gets a flying lap eliminated, like something like that. But I think it's possible for him for some reason for this week.
Yeah.
Or for this qualifier.
Okay. All right.
But that's the wild one.
surprise departure in Q2. So now we have to get. And I think then you start getting into Verstappen easily getting knocked out. Like anybody could get
Yeah,
knocked out in Q2, but
yeah. I think this is where the Ferraris come in for me.
the Ferraris, yeah.
I think one of the Ferraris will go out in Q2.
I'm gonna
In
say
my
one
opinion.
of the Red Bulls go out in Q2. It could be Sonoda. It could
Wow.
be yeah. I think Sonoda's gonna do well, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't gonna talk about that one, but yeah.
Surprise advance to Q3. This is an easy one for me, and it's
Okay, who's your surprise?
I think Hadjar is gonna make it to Q3.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I
Yeah,
think of Racing Bull, and I think that Racing Bull in particular. I think Liam Lawson also might make it to Q3.
that would be great.
Personally,
A double
I
double
think
Racing Bulls in
I
Q3
think
would be
both
super cool.
I think both of them end up in Q3.
Yeah, Gasly is a good pick too. I agree. I think
Yeah,
Gasly. Red Viking
Gasly's
says Gasly.
he's almost not a surprise now though to make Q3.
It's true.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we almost have to write when we come up with these, we have to put in like parentheses like what's a surprise? Because Dallas is right. If Piastri doesn't make it out of Q1, that's a surprise. Absolutely it
Oh
is,
yeah,
you know. So
that's a massive. Yeah, you're right
so
for
we
sure.
have this is a great question, and in the chat, put your answers in here because I really want to get everybody's on the record here. Where does Yuki end up in qualifying, and where does Liam end up in qualifying? Liam Lawson end up.
And I've
And
already
Yuki
answered
Tsunoda.
this.
And I have too, but I don't remember what my answer was because
No,
you,
we did the opposite. You said that Yuki Tsunoda would end up in Q1 somewhere, and in Q3, and that Lawson would end up out in Q2. And I said Lawson would end up in Q3, and Yuki would be out in Q2. That was
okay, all
we
right.
went opposite.
But didn't I pick positions too? I like gave positions if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
and I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't.
All right.
I
I
just
don't
said
I
that.
don't remember what they were. I don't remember what they were. So
Yeah,
and then who gets pole? Yuki 9, Lawson 8. Okay, that's fair. I like it.
yeah.
My
I
my my pole
Go
position
good.
is I'm going with Piastri. I think
I was gonna say
Piastri is
I hate to be boring, but I think he's the Iceman, and I think he has his second pole in a row.
yeah, he's in it to win it. Yeah, and Bread Viking
All right,
says Norris. I'm going with Piastri.
I think you have to pick a McLaren.
Yeah,
If
you have to. Yeah.
there's, I think they were half a second ahead in uh practice 3,
Yeah, I mean we it's
but
practice
there's
still.
also a fire. There was also fires and all that stuff. So nobody got their last lap in because Bortoletto went off the track and caused a fire. Um, but all right, so playing home fan or favorite team, where do you think Alex Albon and Sainz end up in qualifying?
Oh, I would love to see Sainz return to form, and obviously not Ferrari form, but just do well in the Williams. But
And make Q3?
I would love it. That would be a dream come true. I think Albon is easily going to make at least Q2 and probably Q3. He'll be 8, 9, 10, in Q3. And I would love it if Sainz did, but I think Sainz is out in Q2.
Do you think so? You think okay? So you say Albon's going to out qualify
Yeah,
Sainz?
I do think so. Right now, I think that's going to change. Albon is doing well right now, and I'm very happy for him. I like Alex Albon, but I think Carlos Sainz will eventually get a hold
Take
of
it back
that
over.
that Williams, and he will be the lead driver. And maybe it's this. Maybe it's. I think it's going to happen before the end of the year. I think they're slowly going to switch. But who knows what'll happen in 2026?
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
So we're about to get started here. Let me go ahead and pull up the fun stuff so everybody can see. No, we won't be. We're going to be watching. We'll be watching the Grand Prix tomorrow night live. Yeah. It's kind of tonight, tomorrow night. It starts at. What does it start at? 1 a.m. Eastern time? Yeah, it'll start at 1 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday night, going into Sunday morning. So we'll be doing a live stream of that tomorrow. So join in. We'll probably start the stream around midnight 30 Eastern time, 11:30 Central. And the reason I say that is because Tim and I are in those two time zones.
Yep. Do
Qualifying is up. Well, you can watch qualifying now on
is
the
qualifying up? Okay, I
yeah.
will pull that up. While we're doing this, so we said who's getting pulled, but who do you think the front line and third and fourth are?
Um, I'm gonna go. I really oh, I don't want to be boring, but I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be double McLaren Russell again. I really do.
I can't disagree with that. To be honest, that was I, I think we were talking about this not on stream, but everybody's casually overlooking George Russell. I think most of the time,
Right?
like
Yeah.
nobody really talks about him, and it's like, what's going on? So
Did I click the right thing? It says coverage has concluded on my thing.
I have general source error on everything. What is going on?
Yeah. We're off to a
All
bad
right,
start here.
all right. Close all players. Let's
Yeah,
start
I
over.
think I'm gonna close all players too. We're gonna
Open setup. Main
2025
setup.
Grand Prix qualifying. Open my setup. Yeah. Let's do
All
this.
right, loaded that time. That's way better. Things are working.
It still says coverage is concluded on mine. Maybe
Oh, no, it does say international coverage is concluded. And do I have the right things? I have a lot of things loaded.
well, at least I can pull up all the fun stuff for everybody to watch.
Close.
Do we not?
Interestingly, so I have, when I set up my thing, I had Verstappen and Liam Lawson. So I had their drivers cam, and it's automatically switched to Sonoda
Really?
because it was Red Bull.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Do I need
Does
to like
your coverage still says concluded, right? That's what it says on
Yeah.
your screen. Because
Well,
I
and
just want to
I have a
make
bunch of
sure I'm
stuff that
not
just says
missing anything here.
I just have a bunch of stuff that says loading too on most of my screens. Let me just try F1 Live open selected. Nothing's loading.
Yeah, something's going on here, and we should be started by now. You know what I mean? It's a
I'm
little
just gonna go
weird
to
that it's not. Jump to live, which I did. Live sync open players.
if I go to F1 TV, it says live coverage has concluded, like on F1 TV.
Yeah, so something's up with the feed. That's strange. We'll give it a minute here. Hopefully there's no problem.
The pre-qualifying show is still going. Nope, it says coverage concluded as well. What the heck?
Yeah.
I was just watching it too. Like I had
I'm
it up.
gonna can I switch to the international? Does that work? Let's switch. Let's open up the international. See if that's playing. No, it says it is concluded as well. Well, so we're not the only ones having this problem, obviously.
Time to go to Reddit.
Yeah. Tough to have an F1 watch party if you can't watch it, you know?
Let's see what the newest. Oh, is it just me or is coverage concluded? Okay, so it's not just you.
Yeah, there's something going on, isn't there? Live sync all players. Risk of rain for Q1 qualifying session is 0%, which we already knew. Yeah, we'll just you know, we have perfect timing, you know, filling up our predictions and everything.
Yeah.
You know, sharing, you know, information about Suzuka and then
Oh,
go in the fantasy and then going right into this and now now we don't have anything to talk about because it was supposed to start right now. We've got issues. F1.
uh, yeah. I was gonna say I have an error now instead of video error. Sorry, we have encountered an error. Please try again on F1 TV.
Not good. Hey, we pay for this subscription, okay? Oh, We're here.
Oh, did it just all load?
Just randomly came up all of a sudden.
They fixed the internet
They fixed it.
in Japan. Oh yeah, okay. No, source cannot load manifest. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, but I've got it going.
Switch stream F1 live. That didn't work. Play. Oh God, there's so many things broken on my screen. All right, I'm just gonna watch, dismiss, play, watch live.
They are getting ready to line up right now.
Well, I can't watch anything right now.
I'll keep you posted here.
I mean, I have live timings up, although it says they're in the pit. I wonder if something like I have too many devices open or some crap like that. Let's delete this one. Edit.
And Q1 is started.
Remove device. Apple TV. Remove device. Apple iPad Legacy.
Who's the first one out? I think the Haas's are first out. Yeah.
Apple iOS. Remove device. All right. All my devices are gone now. We'll just try this.
Nothing happens at the beginning of Q1 anyways. It's really not, I mean,
I'm not
really not till the end here when it gets fun.
I mean, I have live timing too, so I know exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Somebody already crashed?
No. Some of the outfits and costumes, decorations, whatever you want to call them,
of the crowd?
In the crowd are impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, Norris almost hit the wall coming out of the pit. Like, no joke. Like, didn't quite make the turn. And very gingerly got very close to damaging his front wing on the wall. So,
dude, there's so many posts on this F1 thread on Reddit that say that they can't watch.
It's fixed. Working now. Is yours working yet or not?
No, I have video error. Sorry, we have encountered an error. Please try again. Every time I try to load it.
Oh. Are you watching it in multi-viewer, or are you watching it in...
I was just trying to load it, just the Japanese qualifying on the website.
Go to multi-viewer. It's working.
I tried both, honestly.
Oh.
So
I've got it.
Let me just...
I must be one of the lucky ones. They were like, whoa, that guy's doing a live stream and he's got like 100,000 people watching. You've got it. We've got to make sure his feed works, you know?
Yep, I have nothing working right now.
I think another thing, we probably should have put this in prediction in our prediction section, but what's your favorite livery of the weekend? There's two that are unique, the Haas and the Red Bull.
Yeah. I personally like the Haas better than the Red Bull.
Yeah,
Haas is pretty nice.
I agree.
The Red Bulls, when I first saw the Red Bull, it was real nice though.
They're both cool, right? They're both the same, pretty much the same colors, except for the Haas has the pink cherry blossoms on it.
Yeah.
So in case you don't know what you're looking at here on our screen that you're watching, so this is all the timing in the middle. So once people start setting flying laps, you'll see all the timing go through here. To start with, you've got all the drivers on the left, the team they drive for. You'll see their lap times, you'll see their best lap times, and then you're looking at micro sectors here. The more purples, the better. So green is a personal best micro sector. Yellow is slower than a personal best, obviously. And then purple is a session best. Same for the sector times. So there's 3 sectors, obviously. And then at the end, you're looking at the best sectors, best sector 1, best sector 2, best sector 3 for each driver. And then finally, what tire are they on? And for some reason, Hamilton's on a medium to start out with, which is interesting. Everybody else is on soft, but Hamilton's running a medium. And they're already setting some pretty fast lap times. 129, I think 127s is mid to high 127s is where they were at in FP 1 and 2 for their fastest laps. And then bottom left of the screen here is all of the race control messages. Right above Slide's head here is AI transcriptions of all the radio messages that are coming through to the drivers and from their, thank you, Tim, and from their engineers and from the drivers. So you might see some funky things in there. Obviously, AI can't transcript this stuff very well. And then to my, this side is the track and all the drivers and where they are. And I believe the flags pop up on there as well. So if it goes yellow flag, you'll see like a little microsector turn yellow. So that's everything that you're looking at. Obviously, we can't show the actual feed or even play the sound, because that would be a copyright strike for us, and I would get kicked off of YouTube and Twitch. So the idea is to watch it with us. And if you can't, you have enough information through us and through what's on the screen to at least know what's going on. .128.23 is pretty fast. I mean, they're going to go faster, but that's a very good flying lap for Norris to start off with.
Yeah, he might just go back to the pit.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to somewhere. They used to have a prediction of what, the cutoff would be, but we'll see. So the other thing we didn't talk about is Suzuka's repaved, right? So last year it was a 2-stop, partially, right? So last year it was a 2-stop. I think medium, hard, medium was the most used strategy. I think I could be wrong with that, so don't quote me on it. But the question is, what is it going to be this year? We don't know. They think the tire deg's going to be lower, but I know that they had a lot of issues with. I think it was left front graining. So yeah. Isn't that amazing, Bread Viking? The radio messages that come through are just constant. They're always coming through. But yeah, you only hear like a very tiny portion of them on the actual show.
Piastri set P1.
Gasly
I finally have a feed.
Yeah, you must be
Piastri.
Piastri. I thought you said Gasly. Yeah.
No.
I've got that. Yeah, 128, 143. So where's the fastest best lap? There we go. So he's a 10th, basically less than a 10th faster than Norris. George Russell up to P2. Okay. Interesting stuff.
So I can watch it now online, but I can't get multi-viewer to load.
Really?
Which is, multi-viewer just says no. That's scary, by the way. Verstappen's complaining that he doesn't like the car right now, and he's still 4th.
I know. Where's Tsunoda? Tsunoda's 6th. Okay.
Hamilton on mediums is 11th.
I know. I don't understand why he's on mediums. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's just to see him, I'm sure.
And maybe are they running some, doing some testing, just to see how the mediums run. I'm very curious to see what happens with the strategy this year. What's the same issue? He's not telling us. Isaac Hadjar is having some kind of issue in the cockpit, but he's not telling us exactly what it is. They actually were trying to hurry him up. They were like, Hadjar, you need to get going, get a good lap in. Where's he at? P13. How's my man Antonelli doing? P11.
Oh, that's off. Hajar.
Hopefully they didn't get some damage. No, he looks all
No, it's
right.
just his lap
Yeah.
time is going to go away.
Yeah.
See, it's that same corner I was talking about when you were doing the iRacing.
Yeah, right. The second Degner.
Yep.
Where I spun out before before we started the show. Oh, Carlos Sainz up to P5. Thank you, sir. Way to go. Let's see, what did he do? He did a 128.5. Okay, I'll take that.
Let's go, Stroll. Stay in the drop zone.
Always Tim's favorite driver, Lance Stroll. Okay, well,
I was going to say something about sitting in the cockpit.
yeah, Hadjar, something's wrong with Hadjar for sure.
Oh, Leclerc.
Finally, Hamilton changed tires. Good. Get the softs on and get out and get a good lap. Because he's in the drop zone right now. He's P16. His fastest lap time, 129.167. It's just great. Wow, Norris with a 127.845. Still on top.
Leclerc, though, less than a tenth up behind.
Oliver Behrman, way to go. Yikes.
They have the wrong tire on for Hamilton in the tower.
It says soft for me.
Oh, no. I'm saying it. I guess that's his time on a medium.
No, yeah. That's probably true. I understand what you're saying now. On the actual feed. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing? How's his lap look?
He's fine.
Yeah, he'll get through, but no purples, which I'm surprised with, you know? P6.
Anybody on a lap right now?
Hamilton
Nobody
to
is.
P6. No, they're saving it all. They're probably most of them are in the pit right now. Who's out still?
There's a few. I think they're all coming around to pit right now.
Yeah. Norris 127.845. Like I how fast are they gonna go? I think 128. 128 was qualifying like, Q3 last year, I believe.
I think the track's faster.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of want to look up what qualifying was last year, see what the difference is. Let's see, 2024 Japanese Grand Prix Qualifying came up and knew exactly what I wanted to find. That's scary.
Ooh.
Yeah, 128.866. No. 128.197 was Q3 pole position for Max Verstappen. So they're already going faster.
I don't know what they were just doing to Hajar, but that did not look comfortable.
I missed it.
Were you? Yeah,
I missed it.
They were doing some type of adjustment, and his face was not happy.
Yeah, something is uncomfortable in his cockpit. He's a tiny little man too.
Yeah.
Does not look comfortable being in an F1 car. Does not look comfortable. Here we go. Time to set some flyers. How fast are they going to go? Like I said, 128, low 128 was pole position last year. So let's see how they do.
Well, they already beat that.
Yeah, I know. Impressive.
They were saying I was watching times and they said 128.1 is what the cutoff would be, is what they told Signs on the radio.
I mean, I guess I could see that, yeah. Because if you're looking at all the times right now, 120. That's about. Nah, he's at. I don't know. We'll see. I think that may be aggressive. Projected time they have it now 128.5 is what they have projected as the knockout time. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, I mean,
Here we go. We got looks like
he's on
get
a
out of the
lap right
way.
now.
Yeah, here comes Signs on a lap. It is Signs, right? Either Signs or Albin.
No, it's Albin. That's Albin.
It is Albin, yeah. Oh, it was his end.
Yeah, Albin's in 5th, so that was the end of that lap.
Hadjar
128.2.
Wasn't Hadjar my my Q3 surprise?
Yeah,
It's not
I think
going
so.
well. Not going well.
These guys are racing right now. Look at a pack.
Are those guys all on flyers? That's not good.
They're all on out laps right now.
They better slow up.
The Benzes are next to each other. Are they drafting?
Maybe one of them's going to give him a tow. Yeah, everybody. We got a string of outlaps going on, and they're way too close.
Lawson and Hadjar are both out right now too.
They sure are. So much for the Racing Bulls. Didn't you put the Racing Bulls on your fantasy team?
Yes, I did.
All right, Antonelli, start leading off, right? Antonelli, yep, leading off with the first flying lap. I think Hamilton might be on a flyer too. Yeah, Hamilton and Antonelli on a flyer. Here comes Russell on his next flyer, followed by Stroll on a flyer. Okay, well, deal with it, Hadjar. He's still complaining about whatever issue it is. You got to deal with it and go. You got to race. I hope Antonelli makes it. He's got a pretty good lap going on right now. Antonelli coming into Spoon right now. And his lap is looking, it's personal best all the way across. Antonelli finally has some purple. Come on. Yo, he's doing good. Antonelli's doing well. He's got it. He's got it. Come on. 7th position. Good job. Yeah. Russell goes up to P2.
Oh, no.
Antonelli goes to P8. Interesting. We got Verstappen at 6 and 7. Verstappen at 6. Tsunoda at 7th. Who's on the flyer here? Alonso.
Stroll's out.
Stroll is out for sure. Yeah, he must have. It looks like he had an issue. There you go, Gasly. Okay, Bread Viking. Nope. You may have been right with Gasly. Gasly goes to P9.
Let's go, Hadjar. Oh, he got it. He got through.
Doing is out. Did Hadjar make it?
He's in 12th. Let's go, Liam. Where's Liam? Liam's on a lap.
Oh, Lawson. What is happening? Lawson's P19. Hulkenberg knocked Ocon out. Hulkenberg knocked Ocon out.
Alonso's a 14. Bortoletta's 16.
Alonso's
Come
got
on,
straight
Lawson.
yellows. Yeah.
Lawson, 15, 15. There you go.
Did he make it to
Oh, he
15?
did. He did.
He's at 15. Is anybody else on a flyer? Behrman is on a
No, I think
flyer.
that's it.
Yeah.
Behrman's done.
Yeah, he's done. That's it. So Hulkenberg, Bortoleto, Ocon, Duan, and Stroll out in Q1.
I'm not surprised. There was no surprises there.
Not really. Yeah. I think the surprise is Behrman. You know, that's the one that made it through that you know you may not have expected to make it through. So,
I'm still surprised that Alonso got through just because he's not done so great.
Yeah. Lawson and
I mean, he's been
Hadjar.
all right in qualifying.
Yeah. Lawson and Hadjar make it through. That's good news too. For your fantasy team. So what's going on? Let's see what Hadjar says. Sounds
I
like
want to
it.
know what's wrong, man.
Asking if they need to jump him out of the car quickly. Yeah. They better fix whatever's going on. Got to be some kind of cockpit issue. There must be something like up his butt or something. He's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's got to be bad.
Let's watch. We're about to see him in the garage. Lance Stroll getting out of the car. He's done. P20, Stroll, you're at the bottom there, buddy. Do you see him looking at the timing chart? Yeah, last one. All the way down. I like Hulkenberg. I feel bad that he went out. I would love to see this guy podium before he's done with his F1 career.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, I know, right? I would love to see it. Just waiting for them to start Q2 here.
Oof. Oh, he went off-roading.
He did. Yep. That's Stroll. Oh, yeah, really off-roading. I don't know how you always end up ahead of me. You're always ahead of me. Just barely.
I don't know. I'm not watching through multi-viewer. I just restarted it to see if that would help, and it hasn't. Like, multi-viewer is not working at all for me.
It's weird. Something obviously going on with the feed.
I need to restart my computer and see what happens, but I'm not going to do it right now, obviously. Can Yuki Tsunoda can he out-qualify Max Verstappen?
No, he didn't. He's seventh.
No, can he? Can he?
Can he? Yeah. I thought you said he did. I was like,
No.
Not.
Agreed.
That's exactly there.
Like,
see, we should be professional color commentary because they are saying exactly what we said. So
yeah, why did they get these twins too?
they are
These guys
twins,
are like
aren't they?
almost identical.
They do. That's a good point. Hinch is cool though. This guy's new. The other guy's new.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna take a I have to take a quick break here, guys. I'll be right back. I can find my break here. And we're back. Sorry about that. We are in Q2 here with 12 minutes remaining. And it looks like Verstappen's on a flyer. Looks like a couple people on a flyer. Verstappen,
Everybody,
Leclerc,
yeah.
Tsunoda, Gasly, Behrman.
I was going to say, Verstappen's going to go P1 here, for sure, to start with. 127.5.
127.5. It is way quicker. Gasly with a 127.98 to start things off with. That's very good.
Tsunoda's about to finish.
Let's see how Sonoda does. Ooh. He's literally bouncing over the chicane there.
Oh, Leclerc.
Sonoda P4. Okay, 128, 154. I'd like to see him get in the 127s.
Yep, there you go.
Norris
The
is
Ferraris.
destroying right now.
Yeah, he's going to go P1.
Oh my gosh. Look at all that purple. What is he
Yeah, oh
going to
my
do?
God.
What
I'm
is he
telling you,
going to
man.
do?
Piastri will. It's
127,
going to be 1-2.
127, 146, excuse me.
Yeah, no,
He
low
almost did a
127.
126. Is somebody going to hit a 126? Is that going to happen?
I think so.
I would love to see it. That'd be cool.
Come on, Piastri. Piastri has one purple microsector already.
He certainly does. That's so fast, too.
Another
So
purple
fast.
micro. Another purple micro.
Come on, Piastri. Let's see what you can do. Bust in the
Another purple
126.
micro.
Bust in the 126.
Dude, if he holds this, he's got it. Oh, somebody took one.
Come on.
Oh,
I would love to see it.
green, 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 yellow. Oh, what?
What did he
Third.
do? What did he do?
I don't know what happened there at the end.
What did he do at the end? Yeah. Actually, Piastri's in 4th place.
Yeah, that was weird.
He said 3rd on the feed, and he is definitely in 4th place. So.
Hajar in 8th.
Albin, what did Albin and Sainz do? Sainz did 128.054. That's not fast enough right now.
No, that was his first lap too.
Yeah.
Albin's 5.
Something
5th.
flew. Did you see something fly off of Albin's car?
Or maybe not, but he's in
something
5th.
on the track. He is in 5th with a 127.783. That's good. Guys, 127.146. So he is 0.3 faster.
Red
than
flag.
Russell.
God damn it.
Well, that's good for Norris.
Yeah, but
It's got to be a grass fire. Yeah, because nobody's moving. Or everybody's moving is what I meant to say.
oh yeah, Piastri is going to get his time off.
No. And a red flag, too. That's no good.
Grass on fire. Yep. They still got 8 minutes though.
A grass fire. Put it out. Get a watering can out there and put it out. Wait a minute. Let me see. I might be okay with the way things are. No signs is.
No, Piastri's going to get his time deleted.
I'm definitely not okay with the way things are then. This is exactly what we were talking about. Did we not say this at the beginning, that somebody in P2 is going to get knocked out who shouldn't get knocked out because of the stupid grass fires?
There's nobody there handling this grass fire either. They're just
watching it burn. Everybody's just hanging out. Walk across the track, get a watering can, put that fire out. If Piastri's time gets deleted and he gets knocked out, I'm going to be upset. And I'd also
go pee on it.
I'd like
get all the fans out there and pee on it.
All fans together. They are in Japan. They're into freaky stuff. I shouldn't say that. I try to keep things family friendly on my podcast.
I'm just saying that's the fastest way right now.
Yes, it's everybody peeing all at once. Who would have thought this was going to be the issue?
Oh, they stopped the session. The time stopped.
Oh, wow, they did. Yeah. Does a red flag actually pause completely? I guess it does. Okay, well, that's good. I'm okay with that then. If you're just going to pause the timing, then everybody's got 8 minutes left. We're okay. Yeah, we're okay.
Who are we looking at? Is this Alonso?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Alonso. Aston Martin. Never mind.
Stupid grass fire, Bread Viking. The grass keeps catching on fire. Yeah, please rain. They're showing people show up in full race suits in the audience. Yeah, 127, 146. I don't think if anybody beats that, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, but it's only Q2.
I know.
So
You should have saved it for Q3.
man, what helmet is he wearing right now too? It's not his
Yeah,
weird
he
monster.
got a new one. Yeah, he's got a
Black
different
and
one.
yellow one, or
Black and
black
red.
and red.
Yeah. Looks like the
Ooh,
circle, the Japanese
sun.
sun, yeah. This is such a lap that they're showing right now. They're showing this lap that Norris did, this 127, 146, and he is hooked up, man.
Oh, man, he's so flat out.
Yeah. He says that they're saying they go flat. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They said they go flat out through turn one. That's insane.
He did. I watched him. He
Yeah,
just
it's
did.
insane. Just insane. I want to drive it again on that game and see if I can go flat out through turn one. I mean, and that makes sense because they were talking about, that's why you have to manually turn off the. Oh, that's a scene
DRS.
of Hulkenberg there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to turn. They have to manually turn off the DRS, get that downforce to make it through that turn flat out.
That person has a camera on their head too.
They certainly do.
Oh, weird. That's a lot.
Now there are some Japanese people that are better at this than others, and that guy obviously was one of the subpar guys because that was pretty crappy looking. Oh, 3 minutes, and we're starting back up.
They keep showing a lot of people with Bearman gear.
Do you like Ollie Bearman?
I mean, he's all right.
I think people think he's attractive. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm gonna volunteer next year for the Japanese Grand Prix firefighting crew. So, funny story.
Ferraris are out there.
Funny story that I'll tell you while we're waiting for this to restart. So, speaking of firefighting, there is a racetrack near where I live, and it's not a popular racetrack. It has a couple cool races every year, but it's kind of in a revitalization. It went downhill, got sold, and now the people that own it are pretty serious about bringing it, up to speed and hopefully attracting some cool races there. So I was like, they have like you can go karting there, and you can go watch any of the races that are there. And they race like some Formula Fords there. There's F2000, I think, comes there. They have like a historic Grand Prix there. And then they do autocross and all kinds of different stuff. And I was like, I wonder if there's any jobs where I could just like go out there in the summer and just like, sit on a corner, wave a flag, during one of the races and make a couple bucks here and there to watch, some motorsport in real life, So I get on their website and it says that they're looking for safety personnel that have, fire and EMS background. And I don't know who knows this and who doesn't that's watching, but I have a fire and EMS background. Not really a fire, but more of an EMS and a rescue background from my younger days in life. And so I was like, I'll just apply and see what happens, thinking that I wouldn't ever hear from anybody, right? Thinking that nobody would get back to me. I literally submitted my application and I have a text message from them asking me when I can go talk to them. Like, and like, yes, we want you to come work here. And I'm like, bro. And so I told him, I was like, I have a full-time job. I'm very happy at my full-time job. I can't, like, I just was doing this as like a very part-time thing. Is it possible that that would work out? If it's not, then no. And they're like, no, we really need you to be here like every weekend during race season. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And they were like, but if you change your mind, reach out to us. And I was like, okay. So I almost was on a real firefighting crew. I could have been putting out grass fires. I could have been a professional at fixing the problem they have right now. But I had to pass on it because I have the golden handcuffs at my current job.
Hamilton and Leclerc on the track, by the way.
Yeah, and then they just did an interview with too, and I kind of was trying to pay attention to it while I was telling that story, to be honest with you. But
yeah, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, and Albon on the track, and Hamilton's about to go. There we go. Here goes Hamilton.
there goes Hammy. Hamilton with the first flyer.
And Leclerc with the second.
Yeah. I wonder why, like, what's the strategy here? These guys.
They could probably do another lap if they go now.
Yeah, but and I don't think they always pause the time on a red flag in qualifying.
Are you sure? I think
Yeah,
they do.
because remember, Verstappen got screwed one time because there was a red flag and they said session's over.
It depends on when it is.
I can't remember what. Yeah, you might be right. It might depend on when it is.
I don't understand how Piastri still has a time, by the way.
Yeah.
I
well,
thought it would be deleted by now.
It could be, on the curbs, the off-track rules
Are different.
Yeah. It might be that all four tires have to stay on the curbs. You know what I mean? On the candy cane curbs. So even though he went off the white line, he still the camera footage there was interesting.
Leclerc moved up.
Hamilton in fourth, Leclerc in fourth. Sorry, Leclerc in fourth, Hamilton in fifth. 127.6 with 127.6 and 127.610. They're very close to each other. You can't get any closer than that. Jeez.
Albon should be on a lap right now.
It's not looking good if he is.
No.
Sonoda and Lawson. So Sonoda, Lawson, and Sainz need to get going.
I don't think Albon moved up at all.
Ugh. I don't like that. He certainly didn't. He's in P7. Best lap 127.83. Where's last lap? It just says in pit on last lap.
There goes Sonoder.
I hope he does well. I don't dislike Yuki. I looked to see if they had any cool Red Bull apparel with that color, and I couldn't find anything that I liked.
I was gonna say they
did have a few, but it wasn't very cool. So I'm looking up off track. It says all 4 wheels have to leave the white line.
Oh, okay.
So
he was on that.
Yeah, it could be. I'm watching here. Sorry, I got stuck at bouncy.
Sonoder in 11th.
Oh man.
And Lawson is on a lap. Let's go, Lawson.
Oh, Sonoda.
Hajar moved up. Lawson in 10th. I don't think he's going to keep it. I don't think he's going to keep it. I don't think he's going to keep it, though.
I think Sainz has a chance to knock him out. Behrman not putting together an okay lap. We'll see what happens.
Depends on what Alonso does here. Alonso goes up.
Everybody, Norris and Russell are in the pits. They're done. They know.
Behrman 8th.
Oh, Behrman, way to go.
I don't think Sainz is going to make it.
I think he is either. Behrman in 8th. Hajar in 9th. Antonelli quietly in 7th, as usual, you know. Weird that Piastri's in 6th.
Let's go, Sainz. Let's go, Sainz.
Can he do it? What about Carlos?
Oh, get a toe, get a toe.
Right now we got Gasly, Alonso, Lawson, Sonoda, and Sainz in the drop zone with Albon sitting in P10. Don't say anything. You're ahead of me. Piastri goes up to 4th.
Whoa.
12th. Sainz goes to P12. Albon stays in P10. Can anybody knock Albon out? Nope. This is it. Gasly, Sainz, Alonso, Lawson, and Sonoda got knocked out.
Sonoda behind Lawson.
So who makes it to Q3? Norris, Russell, Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Antonelli, Behrman, Oliver Behrman, Hajar, and Albon. Great job for Alex. Alex Albon is my favorite driver. Easy. What are we doing?
On a lap still.
I was gonna say we're still going on a lap. Like, what does it matter, Leclerc? Like, you made it. You're good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sainz screwed up Hamilton.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Sainz, Hamilton. Well, he made it anyways. It's not like it didn't affect any position, so let it go. Probably won't, though. Turn 1 incident. Yeah, it looks like they're investigating it, impeding. Tsunoda's such a little man, so tiny.
Yeah. The Sonoda Hajar lineup for V Carb was like the little people,
The Napoleons.
the Oompa Loompas. Oof.
Well, I mean, here's the crazy thing. Even though Sonoda goes out 15th, Lawson's 14th. Sonoda still did better in the Red Bull than Lawson did.
Yeah. Oh.
So, and where did he go wrong? Like they're trying to say what went wrong here. I don't know. Ooh, a little bit of yeah. He was fighting it going into the S's. Oh, that went so impeding. Yeah,
Yeah, no, and that wasn't Albon, that was Sainz.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't Albin, but yeah, his signs. Wow, these Ferrari guys have
Yeah, no, they're a lot.
they have samurai suits on with Ferrari theme. Well, let's see what Sonoda can do in the race. But Oliver Behrman. I'm impressed with Ollie Behrman.
He's on my fantasy team. That's one of the people I
Didn't
swapped
I
in.
didn't I put him on too? I think I have him. I've already forgotten who I have on my fantasy team. I can't remember anything.
Oh,
I do have him. Yes, I have him.
if Gasly would have made it to Q3, I would have had my entire team in Q3.
Yeah, I have Sainz and Alonso, so not so good. Here we go, going into Q3. This is the fun part. Let's talk about something that I'm super excited about. Because, I know that this is great for our stream for people that are overseas, but the time zones for the last couple races in America have been very rough, very rough. But the night races start, I think, are we in Saudi Arabia or Bahrain next week?
Bahrain, I believe.
And it's like, 10:30 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning. I'm so excited about having normal times. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, Bahrain's next, and the race is at
Bahrain.
Bahrain, and it's at 10 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. your time.
Ooh, it's easy. Easy stuff.
Qualifying is 11 to 12 my time, noon to 1 your time.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Little lunch qualifying. Get your lunch ready. Come watch qualifying with us next week, Bahrain.
Yeah,
Be great.
and it's basically race weekend for Saudi Arabia is the next one. It's basically about the same time.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then what do we got? Schedule Italy's after that. No, Miami.
Yeah, Miami. I love it.
So yeah, that's
All
normal
right.
times. 3:00.
Yeah, that's great. That's even better. All right. So can Norris do a lap as fast as he did? Can Norris go faster, or Piastri for that matter?
I'm still going Piastri here.
Has Piastri unleashed everything that he can do? We're about to find out. It all leads to this, guys. It all leads to this. We're about to find out.
They
Q3 starting shortly.
They fixed Hajar's seat, and he's gonna end up going
He won.
P1, P2, P2,
No, he's not.
P2.
Was it his seat? Is that what the issue was? Did we
I
did
don't
we
know. It's
find that
something.
out for sure? Man,
No, nobody said. What is that?
the F1 president there,
No, no, no.
Stefano
You'll see. I'm
Domenicali.
I'm a
Oh,
little ahead of you.
you're talking about
You'll
this
see what I'm talking about.
bouquet
Yeah.
of driver's
Yes,
faces.
that
Very
is what I'm talking
strange.
about.
Very strange. They're into their arts and crafts, aren't they?
Dude, that's quite the scrapbooking project.
That was a scrapbooking project. Special stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's get this going. Come on. Bill, are you still sticking with what was our prediction? Piastri, Norris,
I
Russell?
said
That's
Piastri.
I said
Piastri, Norris,
Piastri too.
Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we said the same thing.
yeah. I mean,
Although
Verstappen's
Verstappen's
in.
in
He's in
third.
P3. Yeah, he's in P3 right now, so
Oh,
it could be Verstappen too. Let's see.
Behrman's hit the at the line.
I can't believe Behrman's in P8 right now. That's very impressive.
He
Okay,
is ready to go.
green flag. Let's go. He's the only one. The only one at the line.
Yep, by himself. Leclerc's going to go out there. He wants to go fast. I was reading the chat
I
or
want to go
transcript.
fast. What did he say?
No, he wanted to be first or second out there.
Yeah, they better let him go then,
Oh
because
well, too late now.
here comes the Mercedes. What's the
It's
order? Behrman.
Spearman, Mercedes, and then McLarens.
And
No,
McLaren.
sorry, Racing Bulls, McLarens.
Racing Bull, Red
Oh,
Bull.
what has happened?
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
all
Red Bull
mixed up
behind him?
now. They're all mixed up now.
Yeah, Ferrari's at the back,
Well,
and
so much
and
for
Albon
you.
isn't even out there yet.
So much for being second, Leclerc.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's a little pile up trying to get order here as I love when they fight for position in the pit lane. They're like, no, I'm going before you.
yeah. Uh, Lando blocked for Piastri.
Oh,
Even
did he? Did he?
yeah, he came out first and just stopped, and Piastri was in front of him because I guess their garages go that way.
This is our spot.
I was gonna say Behrman. Is Behrman on a lap right now?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I
Or no,
mean, it's
no,
just
no,
starting,
it's not.
or is it
It's
just
just
the
best
out lap?
because yeah, it's
Okay,
just the first out lap of the session. That's why it's gone purple. So yeah, all right, here we go. We are in the best part. This is the best part.
man. Antonelli's gonna. Okay, Behrman's going now. Got three rookies out there right now in the front.
I know.
Hajar, Russell, Antonelli, and Behrman are the first four.
I know. It's cool. It's cool to see them do this well. Antonelli just quietly doing great, you know? Antonelli on a flyer, Russell on a flyer, Behrman on a flyer.
Verstappen's about to start his too. Russell's got a lap going.
He does.
That's a lot of purple.
Well, it's the beginning still.
Doesn't matter, isn't that? It's
It's
over the whole weekend.
no, it's just for this session, I think. I think it's session specific. I think.
Okay, well, we'll see what his lap if he gets through this.
Let's see what kind of lap time he can put up.
I mean, yeah. Behrman's won't be bad.
It'd be great if Behrman can be in the top 5. You know what I mean?
128.09 for Behrman. Antonelli with a 128.22.
Not going to be fast enough. Not for pole,
27
anyways.
27.3.
For Russell?
Russell.
Oh.
And Verstappen is on a lap too. Oh, Hajar. Here we go. Hajar beat out all the rookies.
He sure did. Hajar gets
Piastri's on
into
a
the
good lap too.
127s.
All right.
Let's see what Verstappen can do.
Yeah, he's up.
If anybody can put it in the 126s, that's pole.
was gonna say,
Verstappen's up there, 127, 278.
yeah, wait till you see Piastri's.
Piastri, here comes Piastri. 127,
Watch it.
052.
Yeah. Norris
He's so
is fourth.
close. He's
Norris
so
is fourth.
close. He's a half a second off where he needs to be. Norris is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still these are the first set of laps, so and Leclerc's coming through with a fast lap.
He's gonna be fifth. P3, never mind.
Albon improves to 8th. Leclerc
third.
Leclerc to 3rd. Okay. Let's see
But
how
it's
this
still
shakes out. Yeah.
0.3 back from Piastri. 0.3.
0.3. So 3/10.
3/10.
That's it.
Oh, man.
Low 27s is what it's going to take. If anybody can get into that 26, that's pole position.
I think Piastri might have it. The track's going to get faster.
Good.
Hajar in 7th. I like that, too.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
For now, they got one more lap and all.
Yeah, this is the best part. Now we kind of know where the lap times are going to be. Look at the track dominance. Piastri has almost the whole track except for the
It's
spoon.
over Norris.
And yeah, it's over Norris. The spoon and the horseshoe are the only thing that Norris has. Turn 1 and 2 and then the horseshoe.
Norris must have screwed something up on that lap a little bit. Because there's such a gap there, like 0.2 between first and second is a big gap.
Yeah. It's almost 3/10 actually between first and second.
Yeah.
Almost.
Is anybody out? Nobody's out. They're all on the pit.
Oh yeah, they're getting ready. We're getting ready to roll now. This is the fun part.
Norris looks perturbed by whatever they're telling him right now.
Red Viking, I know. I heard that too. They were saying that the RB was faster car than the Red Bull.
Behrman's going to do his lap first again too.
I want to see who's going to tell them to go. I'm watching all these guys give thumbs up and ready to go. And I think it's the engineer that tells them when to go.
Man.
Ooh,
Hamilton drifted around that.
Yeah, he's... All right. And then after this is over, I'm not going to end the stream until I can do a 127 on
Yeah, I'm
F1.
going to bed.
I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. I'm going right to bed after this.
They're going out in the same order. It's Behrman, Antonelli, Russell. And I think then, well, now Ferrari's up. Nope, Hadjar. And then the Ferraris, I think, came out earlier.
They did. Yep.
Ferraris, Verstappen, and then the McLarens. So they're at the back.
They seem to be okay with that because they just moseyed out there.
Oh, Norris is already out. My bad.
Oh, is he? He sure is, isn't he?
He's behind Hadjar. I didn't realize that.
And here comes the Flyers. So Behrman's almost there, starting the show. I mean, our prediction is still looking good for 1, 2, 3. It could happen. It's Verstappen's the only one. Verstappen and Leclerc could ruin it, but we'll see.
Those are the weird ones, right? Like the third place, you could put any one of those three into it.
Yeah. Gonna take a perfect lap here.
Behrman's going.
Behrman to start things off. He's got Antonelli behind him. We're going in order of age here.
He's got yellow sectors to start with too, so
not good. Not good. But P8's pretty good for him if he can hold it.
Oh yeah. You need Albon to move up.
I know, I would like that.
Hadjar has first sector's looking good.
Sure is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Behrman not looking great.
Russell's not doing good. Russell's not moving up.
No, he's definitely not. Russell, you're messing with our predictions. He's not going to make up that. Russell's in P4 at least. Could be worse.
Norris is rapid.
Weren't we joking about Hadjar making it to P2 or something?
Yeah, he won't.
He's doing pretty good.
Norris has purple section 1.
There you go, Norris. Lando Norris is hooked up. Norris is hooked up. Behrman to P7, goes right about in front of Hadjar. Russell goes to 4th. Antonelli goes to 6th. Wait. Russell hasn't finished yet. Yeah. Russell's stuck in 4th.
Let's go, Norris.
Here comes Hadjar. How does Hadjar do? Hadjar up to 7th.
Oh, he went under. Jesus. Never mind. It's 1-2.
1-2 Norris. 126.995. Yep. He gets it. Way to go. Yes. Good job, Norris. Uh-oh. Verstappen might be knocking Verstappen. Verstappen might be knocking out Piastri.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah.
We'll see. What is all that crap on the track? There's crap all over the track. Here comes Verstappen through 130R.
He's got
Verstappen's
4 seconds.
Looking good.
No, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Oh, he did. Holy shit. He took pole.
No, he didn't.
He took pole.
Unbelievable. 126.983.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
That's it. Verstappen won. Verstappen pole position. Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Antonelli, good job in P6. Hedjar, P7, great job. Hamilton, P8. Albon, P9. And Behrman, P10.
Wow, I cannot believe he just did that.
I know. Yeah. It's Max Verstappen, man. It's Max Verstappen. We should have expected it the whole time. That's so close, you know? They won't, I don't think he's going to be able to hold P1 in the race. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think the McLarens are going to just tear him up.
Track record.
Sure is.
Simply lovely.
And it's Max Verstappen. We should have known. It's impressive.
Oh, all his complaining through FP 1, 2, and 3.
Yep. 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 It is Verstappening.
Yep.
Unbelievable. He's not going to win the race. I will go on record. He is not going to win the race. And if he does, it's so impressive because we know that car, that car should not be on pole. He put it there, you know? The commentators are saying exactly what I just said right now. And I said it before them, just so you know. So very impressive, though. Very impressive, Max Verstappen.
Piastri isn't out of his car yet. He's just still sitting there.
His helmet is cool. Verstappen's helmet's very cool right now. He's got some cherry blossoms on the back and nice red and white. That was fun. So it'll be interesting watching Norris and Verstappen fighting at the front again. Probably need to be careful. Norris will need to be careful that he's not too focused on getting past Verstappen because Piastri will slip right through if they battle too much, you know.
Oh, Leclerc.
Leclerc could too, yeah. So could Russell. Russell's very good at picking up the pieces whenever they all battle. So barely beaten by Verstappen. So barely.
Wait till you hear what he said.
I didn't hear. I just turned the volume down, to be honest with you.
Piastri said to him, "So did you finally decide to push?" And Verstappen said, "I thought I was going to crash like 5 times on that lap."
I believe it. Yeah, I mean, he's just wringing the neck of that Red Bull to get going. So, well, that is qualifying. We will be back tomorrow, but we're ending with Verstappen on pole, just barely on pole, barely takes it from Norris. Verstappen on pole, Norris second, Piastri third. And it's going to be an interesting Grand Prix tomorrow. Apparently, it's not supposed to rain during the Grand Prix, so we'll have to watch and see what happens. Because everything I've read says it could possibly rain during the Grand Prix, so it'll be very interesting if it rains. If it rains, it's definitely in Verstappen's favor because he does so well in the rain. But if it doesn't, I don't think he can hold on to first. I think I think the McLarens are going to just pass him and leave him in the dust. And I'd be surprised if he even podiums, especially because he's probably saying right now, I can't hear him because I had the volume down, but he's probably saying how hard it was to get that final lap out of there. So, but we'll be back tomorrow night. Probably like 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. So come join us and come watch. And for everybody who watched tonight, Brett Viking, Dallas, anybody who snuck in and didn't want to chat but just wanted to watch, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys next time.
See you guys.